first and foremost, I am a Christian. It's not easy to be in this business, but I'm a cool Christian, and I'll prove it to you. Okay? Put your hands together if you had premarital sex. Whoa! I did not say clap. I said put your hands together and pray. Forgiveness. God is you. God is each and every one, some more than others. Jesus was gay, right? A queer icon. Happy to break that news to you. For sure he was gay. No straight guy over 30 has 12 friends. Every time I see him on the cross, it's like this. Who is that fooling? I don't know a lot about spirituality. I wasn't raised religious. When I was a kid, once I went to a Catholic church with my dad, and I pointed to Jesus on the crucifix, and I asked my dad, why is that man nailed to the letter T? Cute, right? My dad said it was an episode of Sesame Street that went really, really wrong. Fuck me up. I wasn't saved. I wasn't saved. I guess I have to address it. I'm not straight. With that. I deep voice, and that's all I need. Stop. I mean, that's enough of you, but I'm bisexual. It's not my preference. I know it's not cool to say. It's just, for me, it's the worst of both worlds. It's a great way for me to alienate both straight and gay men. It's like a musical about football. No one's happy about it, and most women hate it too. They're actually the most upset, but no, it's fun. It's hard for me to like navigate meeting my friends' boyfriends. I have a lot of women friends, and whenever they date someone new, I have to like there's this ritual where they have to like scan me down to see if I'm a threat, right? Which took you all very little time, I assume. It takes these fellows a long time. I was doing brunch recently, great brunch, had a great time. Dessert comes up, I get very animated. And then my friend's new boyfriend points to me and says, I bet this guy wants to get some froyo. I gasp. Froyo. Can't you just call me a faggot? Can we just cut to the chase? I think we left that here. We left to optimize. I just found this out. I just looked into the etymology of that word. I couldn't believe this. The first time that the word faggot was used to refer to a person was in a Shakespeare play. You know that? It was in Romeo and Juliet. Romeo goes, but soft, what light through yonder window breaks? And the crowd went, what the hell is this faggot talking about? Yonder? Speaking English up there? Some of you believe me. Some of you... Okay. I don't know. Dirty talk for me is very difficult for both genders. The skills aren't transferable. I don't know what I'm doing. Like women always say the same. Women always say, I'm so wet. I'm so wet. Okay? Gross? That's between you and your obstetrician. Sounds like a HIPAA violation. I don't want to go to work. Over some pissy. I think guys always say the same thing. What do guys always say? I'm so hard. I'm so hard. Okay. I've been hard at a funeral. I'm hard in the airport. I'm hard right now. It's not special. Okay. I need to use more of the space. I found this out recently when my dad was my exact age. When my dad was just 24. He was almost drafted to Vietnam. To the big one. Yeah, and it's just hard for me to imagine my old man in like a combat setting. And I don't really know what the army would have used him for, unless they needed someone to never say he's sorry. What else would do that? I love to talk about mental health with my parents. It's a lot of fun. I highly recommend it. For me, talking about my depression with my parents, it feels like talking about my shitty car to the dealership who sold it to me. But I can't hurt the dealership's feelings, and the dealership is very sensitive about the cars they sell. It's not my fault the car needs Prozac, right? It was sold to me already Jewish. I didn't do that. I didn't do that. I'm trying to reconnect with my Jewish heritage. So I went to a place called Auschwitz recently. It's like a fun girls' trip. It's actually a huge bummer. But I learned a lot. There's like a railroad that goes into the camp, right? And there's this creaky gate that goes over the railroad, and it has this like Nazi slogan on it, I guess. It's Albert macht frei, right? I don't know German. I assume that just means something like blondes have more fun, right? Like a unifying message. Okay. I'm writing a spec script inspired by my Jewish heritage. I'm writing a little screenplay, but you guys know Hollywood is nothing. It's all sequels. It's all sequels and prequels. So I'm writing a sequel inspired by my heritage. It's called The Diary of Anne Frank 2. This time it's personal. I'm trying to get Kevin Hart for Hitler. He's in everything. I don't need tickets. I'm in therapy. Just a little bit, just 3 days a week. Physician mandated, but we're trying to work through my childhood fears. I had a lot of childhood fears as a kid that in hindsight are kind of silly. Does anyone have any of those? Like something that really spooked you as a kid? No. Someone just say no? Are you kidding me? Someone, what are you being helpful? A band? Oh, don't do that. Do the silly one. I need at least clowns. Those are legitimate useful. Wow, what a silly childhood fear that in hindsight you realize was silly. Mine was Al Qaeda. Just by the numbers, that seemed like the biggest threat at that time. And Al Qaeda scared me because Al Qaeda proved they would do anything. There was no line that Al Qaeda would not cross. Right? Can we please? Al Qaeda, they were even willing to fly united. Coach, somewhere in the 20s or 30s. Making sure you're not mad. Okay. I like to check in. Anyone here in Ozempic? Ozempic girls, make some noise.
Yeah.
Stop turning me off. Deep baritone voice. No one's on Ozempic. We're all just lying. What's Ozempic? I'm glad you asked. Ozempic. Keep me on track. Ozempic, if you don't know, it's a medication. It's a life-saving medication for people with type 2 diabetes. But more importantly, it can help you lose 10 pounds. So we're looking into it very strongly. There's a shortage though, because like Hollywood's going crazy for it, right? And I have a friend who has diabetes, and she said, if the shortage continues, I could be dead by October. It's like, oh my god. Well, swimsuit season is in June. So we can triage this. I feel like we can get creative. Okay. This is just an emotional prop for me, but I'll say one last thing. I used to date a woman, a human woman. I know. Oh, that was awesome. She wanted me to role play though. She wanted me to do sexual role play as her boss. She wanted me to be tough and domineering. You all just saw me do this, right? This is a reflex. I can't control it. It was a miscasting. To use a little Hollywood parlance. I wasn't the right guy for the role. She wanted to be bossed around by Don Draper, not scolded by a gay barista. You've been a bad girl. The bathrooms are for customers only. Alright, y'all been really cool. Make it really loud. You're awesome.
All right, we are down to your final